Hey folks, this is Vincent Adelie with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly revisit DeathWatchers. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about $12 or so, although it is 80% off right now. It's like $3. I don't know why, but it is. I have to stress Early Access, though. Everything that you're seeing here is obviously subject to change. And we covered this several months ago when the game first came out into Early Access. And at that point in time, I gotta say, the game was in a rough state. I had suggested several things. The developer, I guess, was kind enough to listen, but at the same time was very dead set on doing things his way, which, it's his project, his right. He can do whatever he wants. But the score screen, for example, was god-awful. I didn't understand the rewards that I was getting at all. But it looks like he took the time to revamp the several screens in the UI that you see. Some of it is still hard to navigate, but at least it looks cleaner. It looks fresher. So I'm glad that there are steps being taken here. Now, as far as what this game is about, it's one of those log the differences as you see them kind of game. There's 3 different modes. There's the DeathWatchers mode, which is like the original mode. In a first-person viewpoint, you're going to go through locations and spot the differences as they happen. And you're going to log them, and then if you log enough of them, you can reason out the ritual that you need to get rid of the ghost. Then there's a classic mode where you sit at a computer and you can't move from that computer, but you can go through the several screens, the different rooms in the house, and spot the differences that way. There are several games like Observation Duty that do that already. And then you've got a third mode, which was just released. Idly, can you please refresh my memory? What was that?
Sure. So you've got 2 minutes to go in a location and memorize where everything is and inspect it before nighttime investigation begins.
Mm-hmm.
Then you return later and you clean up the location, which is just basically logging everything as quickly as possible before the entity is free again. So I guess it's just a limited game, very quick, fast-paced.
It reminds me a little bit of that Ghost Exorcism Inc. mode where tools are just scattered throughout the location. You have to rescue the survivor. It's called Rescue, I think, the name of the mode. But anyway, so there are tools that you can buy, like in Phasmophobia. There are upgrades for these tools. You can buy new locations. I think you start with 1, and then there's 4 more that you can buy or 5 more that you can buy, something like that. But you cannot upgrade your tools right away, unfortunately. You have to level your profile up. I will give the game credit. There are a crap ton of video tutorials that you can watch right in the tutorial room. You can test the different equipment. The controls do take some getting used to, I will say that. I've fumbled with trying to activate things like the light stand, this button drops it, this button activates it. It's just, ugh. So spend time in the tutorial room to get used to everything before you start. And to be fair, you're not going to have access to all these things right away anyway, because you're not going to have the money to buy these things. The only things that you get for free in the DeathWatchers run is you get, what do you get? I think you get the key.
Flashlight.
Well, no, I brought 2 flashlights and that was it. So I don't even think you get flashlights for free. I think it's the parabolic microphone, which is the logger, the parabolic logger, and then you've got the standard logger that you spot the differences with. Those are the only 2 things that you get for free. The flashlights even, you have to buy. So we'll address the first part of this first. The DeathWatchers mode is what you're seeing now. And like I said earlier, what you're doing in this, you've got 2 loggers. One is your regular logger, and then one is your parabolic. Parabolic is only for sound. If you hear gory things happening, then you can log it through the parabolic mic. But typically, you're going to open up this radio menu, which is new. The developer listened to some feedback there and made a radio menu that you can choose between. Before, you had to cycle through all of it, which was awful, because there was 15 different things you could choose between. But anyway, you pick the thing in the radio menu, and then you scan the item that's new, or the anomaly. And then if you're successful, it gets logged in your tablet. And if you're unsuccessful, you get locked out for 10, 15 seconds, something like that. And that's the gist of it. But in the meantime, the ghost is getting, or the whatever it is, the spirit is going to get upset with you. It will try to hunt you. There are custom settings to reduce the damage it does and the chance it will hunt. However, there's no way to eliminate the threat. There's no way. I tried. I tried to turn the hunts off in this mode. It did not work. It only goes down to 0.5, which is half the chance to hunt. There is there's the tablet that you have, and typically what you're going to do with this is you're going to take a look and see what you've scanned already. On an easier setting, it logs it already. Like if you've counted 4 voids or 4 footprints or 3 handprints, it'll automatically update the tablet. In harder difficulties, you have to manually update it. But you've got these like elder, garlic, rosemary. You've got these I don't know what they're called, but
incenses. I don't know.
yeah, you've got these like I'm drawing a complete blank on the
Herbs.
word. Herbs, thank
Herbs.
you. Herbs. You've got these herbs, and you have to get 3 of them. You have to get the 3 of them correct in order to complete the ritual. And you need a ritual item as well. And these things, like you figure out what the herbs are, because the one herb might say, you know, if there's more than 5 handprints in the location, then it can be this. If there's any sound in the environment, then it cannot be this. So you have to like use logic to figure out what herbs they are, and then figure out what the item is that you need to find in the environment, like a hammer or an axe, and then you have to complete the ritual. Idly and I have never completed the ritual. We have several hours in this game. We go in, we log stuff, and then we get out. And that's frustrating to us because we just find this mode too difficult. Idly, what are your thoughts on this mode? Is it...
I like the mode, but you're right, it is very difficult, especially with the whole object move or object disappearance. I mean, I bought an EMF, but the thing doesn't work half the time because I'm never close enough to a disappearing object. But I guess this really is a testament to you have to play classic mode over and over and over just so you can memorize, because this is a memory game, essentially, I think. Different objects will disappear, and then you have the easier stuff that comes out, like blood and handprints and footprints that you can see. But the harder stuff is like, man, it's like almost impossible without tools. The ritual, I want to do rituals because that seems fun. I love logicking out stuff, but man, to try and stay as long as you can while your sanity or whatever it is going down, and then the ghost will come and hunt you soon. The amount is ridiculous because some of the objectives to get these herbs are as long as you have no more than 6 handprints and less than 4 footprints. Like, we could only stay there for like 20 minutes and we've only found like 3 footprints or something, you know?
If there was a way to make that mode easier, I would play that more. As it stands, what you're looking at now is classic mode, and that is what we play typically. There is a custom setting to where you can turn off hunts and you still get, like, I want to say 40% of the reward. So rather than get a full 100% of the reward, you're only getting 40% of it. But you can still play it, and there's no threat. Typically, if you play this classic mode the normal way, you spot the differences by moving from camera to camera, you log it, but there's that threat that the monster will come into the room that you're sitting in and hunt you, and then you have to shine your flashlight on it in order to scare it away. And you can only do that so many times before the flashlight breaks. You can leave early and just earn money for what you've logged up to that point, or you can risk it and keep going. But what's going to happen is, as you keep logging things in this mode, you're going to be given red 6, or you're going to be given a color and a number. And you're going to be crossing them out. So essentially what you're doing is you're trying to find 1 red number, 1 green number, and 1 blue number. And the computer is going to eliminate those numbers one by one until there's only 1 red one left, only 1 green one left, and 1 blue one left. That's what you enter into the device next to you at the computer, and that's how you win. So you just have to keep logging stuff to get rid of numbers until you're left with 1 of each, and then that's how you win. But again, in the meantime, you're being like hunted, and you have to like get off the computer, look behind you, look around, and see what's going on. That's cool, but I have that turned off, and we still earn rewards. So this is the mode to grind out, like he had said. Like Idly had said, this is the mode to play if you want a more casual experience and still want to earn money so that you can mess around a little bit. My complaint with both this mode and the other mode was everything's too dark on my screen. Even with brightness at full, my monitor has full brightness. It's still hard for me to see certain places in the environment to tell if it's an anomaly or not. So I feel like the brightness slider isn't extreme enough, in my opinion. But I like this mode for $3. Like, yeah, absolutely, I would recommend this game for $3 as is. because, I could play this mode casually with my friends, no problem. The other mode, if I had a crap ton of money, it'd be fun for some scares, but it wouldn't be the safest route to go. And what are your thoughts, like, ideally? Like, do you recommend this now as is, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is an easy recommend because there's a pretty decent amount of customizations that you can do for this game in the sense that you can make it as hard as you want or as easy as you want. And what's interesting is that there are different maps in the game that you can purchase. And I was just reading that one of the maps has an entity that is nonstop hunting you.
Oh,
So I thought that
jeez.
was that was pretty cool. I know you didn't know that, but that was kind of cool to read.
Uh-huh.
So, but the only thing I don't like about the classic mode is that there's no zoom in option.
Mm.
So you can't actually zoom in or zoom out. And I think it would have been kind of cool to have some sort of little, I don't know, EMF drone that can go around and I don't know, try and give alerts if something moved or disappeared once you got near it, like hot and cold or something.
Hmm.
But that's the only thing, and I like this mode. I think I like both modes, to be honest. I just wish I could do the ritual more
On the
before
first,
the ghost.
on the DeathWatchers one.
Yeah, before the ghost starts hunting.
I wish that the anomalies disappeared as well once you logged
Yes.
them, because I've relogged the same thing so many times, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, if it went back to the original state, I think it would have been really nice. I
Hmm.
know that camera malfunction does that, so why doesn't the rest
Writing.
do that, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. So ultimately, as it stands, I think we both recommend this game. If I hope the developer keeps it in that you can play the classic mode risk-free and still earn rewards. If he keeps it that way, I will continue to recommend this game. If he changes it, I am not. Because, there are other games like Observation Duty that are cheaper that do the same thing. So as long as there's still a mode for casuals to play in and still feel like they're winning and earning rewards, I'm all for it. And as it stands, that classic mode, risk-free mode, is the mode I'll be playing in the majority of the time. But yeah. All right, well, that was Death Watchers. This is Vincent Idley. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.